So what salt do I use? Well, I use... Hello, Dr. Joe here. So a couple of days ago, I received an email from one Sandra. She wanted to find out the healthiest salt to use for cooking, the best salt to use for cooking. I thought about it and I felt I should do a video on this very subject. So what's the best salt to use? Well, there are all sorts of salt on the market with the retailers making all sorts of claims. So you have table salt, which is the refined salt. You've got kosher salt. You have got Celtic salt. You have got sea salt. And you also have Himalayan salt, which is the pink salt. And the retailers are falling over themselves, making all sorts of claims because they want your business. So which one of them should you use? Well, the way to look at salt is to first of all categorize them. And there are two categories of salts. The first category is iodized salt. What does that mean? It simply means any of those salts that I mentioned earlier on with iodine or iodine added to it. That is what it means, okay? That salt is iodized. And that is category number one. Category number two is non-iodized salt. And that applies to any of those salts that I mentioned earlier on. Simple as that. So you've got iodized salt and non-iodized salt. So which one of them should you use? Well, if you are in need of iodine or iodine supplementation, then of course, go for an iodized salt, okay? Go for an iodized salt if you think you are in need of iodine supplementation. What if you're not in need of iodine supplementation? What should you do? Well, you can also pick any of those salts that I mentioned earlier on, and you are good to go. You really cannot go wrong. Why do I say that? Well, I say that because all salt is made up of 98 to 99% sodium chloride. That is what's in all salt. Okay? Now, you're going to have retailers falling over themselves, telling you that if you use your salt, you're going to get this nutrient, that nutrient. That is total hogwash, total baloney. Okay? Because the minerals that you have in unrefined salt, like the Himalayan salt, for instance, constitute just about 1 to 2% of the constitution of the salt. Okay, just about 1 to 2%. So to put it in perspective, if you use the Himalayan salt, it will supply you with just about 0.2% of your potassium daily requirement. And it will supply you with 0.1% of your magnesium requirement for the day. Now, is that worth the price tag on the salt? You decide for yourself whether it's worth paying that amount, whatever amount that the retailer slams on their salt, whether it's worth paying that, okay? So the point I'm making there is that the additional nutritional value that you're going to get, apart from getting sodium chloride from the salt, is insignificant, okay? It is insignificant. And that should not guide you as to whether you should buy a particular salt or not, okay? Those claims are total baloney. So what salt do I use? Well, I use sea salt. Why do I like it? Well, it's because of the texture, okay? So the point I'm making here now is that the texture of the salt that you prefer, okay? The texture that you prefer should be the guide as to what salt you should buy. If you like it fine, if you want a fine texture, then go for something like the table salt or any other salt that has got a fine texture. If you like it flaky, then of course go for any salt that has a flaky texture. If you want the texture to be coarse, okay, if you like a coarse texture, then of course go for any salt that's got a coarse texture. It's as simple as that, okay? whatever texture you like or you prefer is what should guide you as to what salt to buy, okay? Forget about any nutritional claim, because for every salt on the market, what you're getting for the most part is sodium chloride, period, okay? Any other nutrient claim is all total baloney, okay? So I thought I should make this very point. Be guided by the texture that you prefer, okay? And go for any salt that you like. Any of those that I mentioned is fine, okay? I use sea salt because I like the texture. Simple as that. Okay, so hopefully you got some value from this very video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video, and also please share this video with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. Anybody who wants to know what salt to buy, please share this video with them. If you got any questions regarding salt, go ahead, leave your questions or comments down below. Okay? I think that's about it for this very video. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.